Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk, your home for all your betting tips and expert analysis, not only for boxing, but for a wide range of sports, including football, basketball, horse racing, and others. So, yeah, please make sure to check out the lads at sharpbetting.co.uk in the description below. It's me, Noel, just here giving a quick reaction to the news that broke this afternoon that Josh Kelly will make his return to the ring for the first time in 2025 on June 6th when he faces Flavius Biea at the Utilita Arena in Newcastle, England. Yeah, Josh Kelly back out. As I say, first out this year. He hasn't been in the ring since last December or last September, I beg your pardon, when he defeated late standing Ishmael Davis at Wembley Stadium. Of course, he was originally due to face Liam Smith before the withdrawal of Smith, and Davis stepped in unbeaten at the time. And yeah, Kelly registered a very close but very good win to take the unbeaten record of Ishmael Davis. And yeah, now he's back against Flavius Biea. And it's very underwhelming. It's an underwhelming opponent, but that seems to be the tale of Josh Kelly's career. It really does. Underwhelming. So stop start. He's fought three times in the past 2 years. He's been a professional for what, 8 years now, I believe, and of course he turned professional with a lot of hype behind him, with his style, his charisma, and his kind of ability coming out of the Olympic Games in 2016. But he's never quite kicked on to what people expected of him. Of course he had the defeat against David Avanesian down at welterweight for the European title. There's no shame in losing that one, but it's just seemed to kind of stall since then. As I say, being stop-start, good win against another unbeaten domestic rival, Troy Williamson. And then he's never quite been able to kick on, whether it be, for one reason or the other, injuries, just inactivity has really plagued him. And, for somebody with so much talent and promise, he's 31 now and he still hasn't kind of achieved what people thought he would achieve, and now he's back in another underwhelming contest against a Romanian Flavius Biea. It was interesting reading an interview with the Sauerland brothers from about a month ago for Ring Magazine. They did state that the plan for Josh Kelly is to get him out three times this year back to back in June, September, and then probably December. So yeah, this is kind of an expected opponent if they're, planning two or three fights ahead. But, he can't afford to be continuing to take these types of opponents at 31 years old. He's in a bit of a race against time now. So, if he is out three times quick fire back to back this year, that's good, but it's just still more time wasted in a career that had so much potential. It really was. It really is. Flavius Biea as an opponent is going to pose no threat to Josh Kelly whatsoever. He's all right. I know a lot of people may not have seen him fight before. He's an okay fighter. He's big, very strong. Such a kind of stocky, well-built fighter. Technically solid. Does the basics well. Doesn't have quick hands. And doesn't really have heavy hands either. I think, about a 50% KO ratio or just underneath, I believe, for Flavius Biea. He's been on a winning streak. He's been on a big winning streak against very underwhelming, nondescript opponents in Romania mostly. He does have experience in the UK before, fought in York Hall, the iconic York Hall, and 5 or 6 years ago, I believe, got a win there. And yeah, he's been riding a big winning streak, so we will be confident. But I just don't think it'll cause any problems to Josh Kelly. I think Kelly will be too quick, too kind of too elusive, too sharp for Biea. And I think he might probably stop Biea late, to be honest, if not a wide points decision. But yeah, after that, it needs to be big fights by the end of the year, at least, well, it needs to be big fights straight after this. The Sauerland brothers also saying, they have to kind of be careful with how they match him up. He is kind of well ranked with a couple of the governing bodies at 154, which I can understand that too. Not wanting to kind of risk uh, a potential huge world title shot that could be around the corner. I understand that absolutely, but at 31 years of age now, he is in a race against time, and there's no real excuse for this level of opponent anymore for Josh Kelly. Being such a wasted potential career, and he needs to kind of secure the big fights before it's too late and before he declines. For a fighter based such on kind of speed and reflexes and that upper body movement, inactivity and age, those will wear away quickly, and before you know it, he'll it's disaster around the corner, before he gets a big shot at the world title. And we've seen it so many times before with fighters like that stylistically when those reflexes go, it's game over. So yeah, he will get past Biea, and by the end of the year, he needs a big fight. Whether that be a world title fight, even if it's not, you've got potential options of a European title fight against a Biea, which would be, that'd be, I think, a perfect fight for Josh Kelly, for the December date. All goes well with the two fights in the meantime, or even September. Make Josh Kelly a Biea in September. If he gets past Biea with no injuries. Those are the type level fights, European title fights, big names. You have kind of domestic fighters, Sam Eggington, be a decent fight, but I think Josh Kelly needs to be looking above that now. Yeah, you've got Kevin Ajarko had a good win against Ryan Kelly the other week, but again, I think Josh Kelly should be waiting on kind of should be aiming for higher kind of opportunities than that, and a really stacked 154-pound division, especially the title holders. But yeah, it needs to be a big fight by the end of the year. It really does. There was also talk of him potentially moving up to middleweight. So if he can't get a big fight by the end of the year, I think he'll have to move up to middleweight to get a huge fight. At the age he's at 31 now, potential Denzel Bentley fight for a European title up there that was being talked about. That'd be really kind of that'd be a good fight. I'd like to see that, but yeah, he needs to step up now. Josh Kelly massively. No more inactivity, no more underwhelming opponents. After this, it has to be top level, either European titles or fringe world level or world title fights. To fulfill the potential, because I am a fan of Josh Kelly. Stylistically, I think, he's really exciting to watch. So I like to watch Josh Kelly when he does fight, but he needs to fight kind of big names now. And really push on towards world level. So hopefully we do see that by the end of 2025 at least. But yeah, that's just my quick reaction to the news that Josh Kelly will return to the ring for the first time in 2025 as he faces Flavius Biea on June 6th at the Newcastle Utilita Arena in the northeast of England, in what's the first of a planned three fights back to back this year for the Sunderland man. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. What's your reaction to this news? Can Biea causing problems, and how have you rated Josh Kelly's career so far? Have you been underwhelmed, and how far can he go at this stage at 31 years old? So can he win world titles at 154 or 160? So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Get involved down below. As always, we love the interaction in the comments. Please like the video. If you enjoy the content, we'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing. Follow us on all social media, and of course, please check out the guys at sharpbetting.co.uk in the description below. Until next time, take care.